Hey everyone, welcome to Jason Explains Things. Today we're up in the mountains and we're gonna demo some awesome recovery gear from AEV while showing recovery techniques. Let's get winching. You're about to learn a ton of important vehicle recovery principles using the AEV Recovery Gear Kit. And FYI, this video is not sponsored. Chris and I were pretty much bribed with the promise of an awesome campsite, good times, food, oh, and I got to keep the recovery gear after we used it. But frankly, any excuse to hit the trail with friends in the Cascades is a good excuse. Let's jump into the nitty-gritty details about this kit, and then also we're gonna be going back and forth showing the gear in action, right?
That's exactly right. Quirks and features.
This is recovery gear. This?
Recovery gear is relatively new to you guys. What made you decide to get into this industry?
So when we looked at the off-road industry and their inconsistent labeling, we looked at the rigging industry and we noticed a few things. The high quality of manufacturing, the 4-to-1 safety factors, the minimum braking strength and the working load limits that all have to be labeled on each piece of equipment.
Nice. It makes sense that you would take that information and bring it over to off-roading and things like that because, I mean, you're working with very expensive vehicles in, as you'll see, very tricky situations. We got a whole tailgate of awesomeness here.
Yeah, so this is AEV's Expedition Recovery Kit for the midsize vehicle.
Okay, so midsize, so Colorados, Gladiators, Nissans, Fords, right?
Yeah, all those.
Awesome.
And Tacomas, right?
Right, oh yeah.
Yeah, Tacomas too, yeah.
That little brand.
Do they even overlap?
We're setting up a variety of scenarios. We're gonna start with the tree strap and the anchor shackle, but by the end of the weekend, we'll have set up scenarios using every single piece on this tailgate, right?
That's correct.
Awesome.
Oh no, I'm stuck. What am I gonna do? Squeaky.
YouTube doesn't care that you lost your voice yesterday.
I lost my voice yesterday.
They don't care.
So the first demonstration for the day is going to be a one straight line pull using Chris's bison to a tree using a tree strap and an anchor shackle with he's using his winch.
Good thing we got these guys.
That's a good takeaway is when you're always using winch line, you know, wear gloves. It's good practice, especially if you use steel cable. So.
Yeah, smart.
So the first thing you're going to notice with our tree strap is our clearly defined minimum braking strength and working load limit on a durable label. This blue dotted line is like an international sign of it being a non-stretching strap. Another big detail to it is the overlap. A good sign of a good tree strap is how much overlap you're going to have. This has nearly 12 inches and the way it is stitched on there with a zigzag pattern is key. There's actually a red thread that runs the entire length of the strap, and if the strap gets cut or braided at all, this red thread will pop and be noticeable that it's about time to replace it and get a new one. So another good sign of a good quality strap is a reinforced eyelet.
That's a beefy dude. And then you have this along the edge here. What is that?
So that's our edge guard. It's basically a high strength plastic. It prevents the strap from getting cut if it's struck against a rock or a sharp object. Tree straps are just that. Put it right around a tree. I'm gonna run it like this where it's a pin.
Oh, of course, yeah.
This sort of straps has two even spots to pull from. Otherwise, if they're like this, it's going to be kind of odd having both these straps touching each other. And what the anchor shackle that AEV has provided is a good forged anchor shackle. And one of the things you're going to notice on here is this forged rib on the side of the eyelets here. So this dull finish is called armor galv process, where they molecularly blonde.
Okay.
I prefer molecular brunettes.
So the other detail you're going to notice is this gold color pin, which is actually zinc chromate. It's what we find on a grade 8 hardware bolt.
If you guys are interested in the Bison winch and how we installed it, check the card above and a link in the description for a video all about it. Just getting it. There we go. That's better.
So I'm just going to step out of the way. So this way, if something does happen, I won't be struck by a big chunk of metal or something.
That's fair. All right, I'm in neutral. We're gonna start winching in.
Chris! I think you're not stuck anymore!
I'm not stuck anymore.
Chris, you're stuck again!
I am stuck again, same spot even. I'm really sorry.
Well, the good thing about that, Nate, is we get to demo some more things now. So, snatch block?
Snatch block.
Cool.
We're going to do a double line pull. This
Okay.
actually will increase our winch pull by twice.
I've seen people using snatch blocks of course, on YouTube because, you know, that's when they're like in a deeper hole or in more mud and you just need more force, right?
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. For this one, it's not really the more force that we need.
Right.
It's just more the longevity of the equipment.
Gotcha.
There's no reason to run it at red line the whole time, so
Sure.
let's try to make it a little easier for the equipment to do its job.
I guess the only negative, right, is it makes pulling the line in twice as long.
Twice as long.
Yep.
So it's going to be like twice as long to take it and twice as slow. So the first thing you're going to notice with our snatch block is the armor gal coating along with their zinc chromate pin. This also has high strength polymer wheel and an oil light bronze bushing that doesn't need to be lubed.
Awesome. So what's the advantage of the polymer wheel?
The polymer wheel allows us to use both steel cable or synthetic cable, like our winch extension rope.
Just like this.
So what we're going to do is attach it to the winch extension rope first. I'll have you hold on to it so keep it out of the dirt.
Yep. Oh, I mean, yeah. I'm helping.
This is basically interchangeable with your winch line. So if you need that extra length and you don't have it, you know, in whatever scenario you're in, you can put this in place. You have the really nice eyelets. Again, we have the safety ratings right here, the working load limit and the minimum braking strength.
And am I supposed to stand here while we winch, like in between these?
No.
Because I mean, it's in between it, so, you know.
Yeah, since like today we're just using this for more demonstration purposes. We're not going to use any winch line dampeners. We would throw a couple winch straps that we're not using on top of it. In case it does break, everything would fall to the ground. We got past the spot that we're stuck at. So now we're going to actually let our winch line down and move on to the next place we're going to get stuck at.
Sweet. Hi. Yes.
That's a very expensive chair you're sitting on.
I would like you all to have a moment of silence for the fact that I forgot my hydraulic reclining camping chair.
Rocking chair.
Rocking chair. That it's sitting in my shop on the ground alone and sad. And I'm sad that it's not here.
It sounds comfy.
Shh. Okay, we can get back to eating.
Well, Nate, I'm stuck again.
I see that. So we got.
Why are you so bad at this?
I don't know. Yeah, we got a lot different going on. We're on a kind of a rocky incline, and we're going to do a different type of recovery, a reverse recovery. I don't know what the technical term is, Nate. What do we got?
Yeah, I think they used to call it reverse recovery too.
Yes!
We actually have a vehicle that we'll say is stuck going down the hill, and we're using a vehicle in front of it to winch it backwards to get it out of the way or get it through a stuck spot.
Using the good old tree saver and snatch block again, right?
Yeah.
And a couple other things we're going to show you
Yeah,
here
a couple
in
of them are rigging because we don't have enough winch line to make it all work. We added a utility rope and some soft anchor shackles. On our utility rope, you're going to notice that we have a red eyelet, and this actually has a double-sleeved edge guard. This is a rope that is typically used in place of chain, but it can also be used as a winch extension rope when needed. Today we're actually going to use 2 recovery points to help share the load between the 2 anchor shackles. So you can see our utility rope's attached to the 2 anchor shackles, over to our soft shackle, to our winch extension rope, back over to the tree, because we're pulling actually from the front of the vehicle with another vehicle. One of the great things about soft anchor shackles, they're a great way to use between 2 ropes because it has less mass that's going to be in the air or under tension. So another detail about all these static ropes, they're made out of SK78 Dyneema. Typically it's found in the off-road industry as SK75. SK78 has less creep or stretch over time, and it's a little more durable.
Ready, gentlemen.
Okay, so you're ready to go?
Chris has been rescued once again, but we've saved the best scenario for last.
So we did it again. I'm stuck on the side of a cliff.
What's the procedure, Nate?
So this one's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to use a Kinetic rope, 1 anchor shackle to the front of your Bison, and a recovery loop on the back of the Jeep Wrangler.
Nice.
So,
Jeep Gladiator. We'll do that again.
yeah, so we sell Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators. If I had a Wrangler, it'd be on the back.
Yeah, it'd be on the back, but since we don't have a Wrangler.
We didn't have a Gladiator.
Oh, yeah.
Our last scenario, I got stuck on a cliff.
That one.
Right over there. Yeah. We used something completely different for that recovery. We used this guy. What do we got?
So this is our Kinetic rope. It's 100% nylon made. Everything we talked about so far has been static. Now we're actually going to use kinetic energy from one vehicle to tug the other one out of a stuck situation.
It was a much different experience, I can tell you that. Again, a clear identifier for a different type of rope. You have your safety ratings on there, and it is a beefy guy. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has some girth to it.
Nice. There we go.
Woo! Unstuck.
And to round out this complete kit, we have a heavy-duty recovery bag that fits all this equipment, a tire deflator, and gloves. Always use gloves when winching.
Always.
And for our last scenario today, his awesome wife Danny has made us tacos, so we're gonna go eat them.
Let's get back to camp.
Yeah. God bless, don't forget to do it yourself. Subscribe! Subscribe!